can't do that, please put on your mask.
Yeah, just dump your bag, Ross. Put it over here, please. So they are away. It was the same start line here. It'll be interesting to see as they settle who decides to take the pace. A championship race, no paces. We would expect Pashley to go to the lead. And at the moment, it is Ellie, Pashley, Wilson, Radford, Maney, Klein, Fife, Wilson, Townsend, Murray. I think Rhodes would be in next position. Then a gap back to Humphrey. Deckers to the outside. Benson, Lesberg, just sitting at the back of that pack. Julie Norney, the Masters athlete extraordinaire, just sitting in that place. And it looks like Pashley's just starting to move out. Gee, conditions here have improved dramatically. The wind has really come back down again. Air temperature's still warm, but it is fairly calm now. So, Mitch, how's it looking on the back straight?
Yeah, it's looking really good here, Tim. Pashley obviously looking incredibly comfortable out in front. Charlotte Wilson, Stella Radford, Maney as well. So this front pack is filled with a lot of class. These ladies are going to give Pashley a little bit of space out in front. So she has that 5 metres, obviously still incredibly early, but hopefully they'll be able to work extremely nicely together. I am blessed at the back straight. I do have the intelligence of Nick Wall over my shoulder as well. So if I let anything slip, don't you worry, I'll be able to catch it right back up. But it is Pashley. She's going to be a little bit ahead of Charlotte Wilson. So hopefully she can lead the rest of this pack through around you, Tim. But right now, Pashley looking really comfortable out there.
I'm still wondering how he hasn't grappled due to the ground and stolen that microphone, Mitch. But anyway, Ali Pashley looking good. Wilson, Maney looking strong. Also in that pack is Klein. Wilson's one to watch for. Townsend's just tacked on the back. Unfortunately, Shania Murray now in no woman's land as they go down, and it is Ali Pashley with a break of 20 metres.
Yeah, and so when you are feeling comfortable, obviously you're not going to have a look around and see if anybody's with you. So Ellie Pashley more than happy to just go out and do it on her own. We'll see whether or not the leader of this chase pack is going to change. Right now, Charlotte Wilson happy to take it up. Looking really comfortable in there is Sarah Klein as well in those Frankston colours. So they're just going to work around together. Obviously, class is sitting in the middle and the back of this pack. So if they need to be able to bridge that gap, it's not going to take a lot for one of those athletes to get a wriggle on and try and bridge it back. But right now, Pashley looking comfortable, 20 metres out in front. She looks really good there, really good cadence in her legs, and still Charlotte Wilson's going to lead it. Gemma Maney on her outside, maybe going to try and push the pace to bridge that gap, but right now it certainly is extending and creeping further and further.
Yeah, well, we are talking about, I think she's something like fourth on the all-time for the Australian 10,000 metre list. So World Championships representative, very good marathoner. So Pashley is looking very strong. So the next chase pack though, moving along nicely. And yet again, we have got some Australian representatives in that one as well. And that includes Sarah Klein, who's Commonwealth Games marathoner, also World Championships 2015. So big gaps between group number 2 and group number 3. And group number 2.5 is Shania Murray just doing her own thing, which isn't such a bad thing because she's got clear space in front of her, just running her own race.
Yeah, and it is absolute tunnel vision at the front here, Tim. Ellie Pashley is absolutely locked in at the front. There is no distractions whatsoever. We see Gemma Maney now come around the outside. So too Karina Fife. So Karina Fife might move out into lane 2. Watch that around the bend and see whether or not she gets to the front of that pake to try and track down Pashley. But Pashley, well, if it was 25 metres last lap, it's about to be 50. So Pashley in a race of her own right now. It is still very early and I understand that, but geez, it's looking incredibly comfortable out there as she extends it out to 55. Gemma Maney, now she's going to lead it through. Charlotte Wilson behind her there, and we do see Karina Fife now, Tim, moving through.
Yeah, Fife is looking very, very strong. We'll call on you to get, probably next lap round, we'll get that 2K split because that could be quite interesting. Be interested to see what Stella Radford does as well because she had a very big breakthrough in the 1500 a few weeks ago. So let's see how she goes over the 5,000 metre, former top 3,000 metre steepler. So the next chase pack
Going after Murray now is Condigonis and Deckers. Bergen, Humphrey, then Rhodes, Benson, Lesberg and Norney in that order.
And it's Ellie Pashley coming past me here. A lap to go until 2,000 metres. She is about 75 metres in front of this chase pack, as you mentioned, Tim. So Pashley out in front. She is leading. And now we see it's still Gemma Maney, Karina Fife, Charlotte Wilson. Also, too, is Sarah Klein at the back of this pack. Melanie Townsend. So Frankston has a really good contingent here in this front pack. Hopefully they can all stay together. We see Townsend maybe dropping off a little bit, but we'll see if she can pick it back up. Right behind me coming through here is Shania Murray and so too Steph Condon-Gonis. So they're going to try and pick up the pace if they can. But right now, it is Pashley. Well, 50 metres turns into 80. So she is moving 200 metres till the 2K mark, Tim.
That's right. So 5:43 through this point here. But gee, that second bunch, they're working really well together. And it is Radford who takes the ascendancy now and starts to edge towards the front, as the pace probably was dropping, hence why Pashley was starting to get a bit further away. So Karina Fife also there, Klein to the outside, Townsend trying hard to hang on to the back there with Wilson also.
Yeah, and so here we go now, Tim. They're going to try and pick it up as they come through to 2K. Obviously, 3,000 metres to go from here. But as we start to get to the 2K mark right now, Pashley's going to come through, running through at about 6 on the clock here, about 6:22. So she's looking incredibly comfortable. And now they're going to get a wriggle on. So at the front now is Stella Radford. But as I say that, it might change again. She's just got the inside sit. So Radford, Maney, so too on the outside there is still Karina Fife. They're coming through at about 6:37. So they have about 15 seconds to be able to make up over these final 3 kilometres. And Radford's going to be the one to try and get them to do it. So too with Maney at the front. So we'll see if those girls are able to get there. Steph Condon-Gonis now of the Dunedin Runners stable, coached by Andrew White. They are going to move through as well and pick up our Diamond Valley athlete. But Pashley, nearly 100 metres in front, Tim.
It certainly is. So Pashley looking steady, nice balance, still moving well, but I'm really impressed with this next pack because they are working together. Radford leading it, Maney to the outside. Karina Five's running a long journey here. She's running on the outside of that pack. But what she makes up for or what she loses in distance, she's always there to pounce if a move happens. So they are still together. Now we look down the track and we see it is Condigonis, Deckers and Murray in the next position. Humphrey then leading the next group. Deckers now takes command of that pace group. So Condigonis and Murray just have to stick with her.
Yeah, and Ellie Pashley comes past me here, officially 100 metres ahead of this chase pack. So I know they are working really well together and working tough, but Ellie Pashley just seems to be working that little bit harder. So she just keeps stretching it out on her own, which is incredibly tough to do. And as we see now, you mentioned Karina Fife's been doing a lot of work on the outside. Well, now we start to see Sarah Klein move through on the outside, tucked in beautifully now. So Gemma Maney going to lead them through. Stella Radford gets shuffled back there a little bit, but she's still in that pack. So these minor placings, Tim, they're going to come very late, I think, as these girls start to work it out. But at the front of the race, it is all Pashley.
Certainly is. So it's out to 110 now. So she's picking up about 10 metres per lap at the moment. Still looking relaxed. And we would expect this. She is a class athlete. As we said, one of the top ranked Australians all time in the 10,000 and 5,000. So it is Wilson, I think, the next one to make a bit of a move. So Charlotte Wilson, haven't seen her race much this season. So it's good to see Charlotte back out there and Sarah Klein. So two of the more experienced runners, throw in Karina Fife, lots of experience there with Gemma Maney, World Cross Country rep.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of senior experience, as you mentioned, Tim. So now that pack starts to break up. So now we're going to see who's going to try and dig deep. Obviously, Ellie Pashley, she is a mile ahead. She's about 110 metres out now. So she's stretching out beautifully and she's shaping up to run an incredibly great Victorian 5,000 metre championship race. But as they come past me now on the back straight, it is Charlotte Wilson. So she sort of puts the foot down. We'll see who's able to go with her. She's trying to stretch out this pack and see who's going to move. And the only one coming with her is Sarah Klein. So Sarah Klein might be able to peg that back slightly. Gemma Maney, it is still also Karina Fife, Stella Radford behind her. So Charlotte Wilson, she's going to be the one to try and break it up. Pashley out in front, and behind Wilson is Sarah Klein. So we're going to see what happens towards this silver and bronze medal position. But Pashley, she has it all sewn up at the front.
So 9:40 approximately through the 3K mark for Pashley. As we look down the track, So 5 to go now. And Wilson and Klein have broken away. Radford decides she'll take her go. So just under the 10 minutes for the next two. So that's 16:40 pace. Radford next, then Fife looking relaxed. Maney, Townsend, Wilson. Looking down the track, and I think it'll be Deckers and also Condigonis in the next position. And then Murray, who's now being chased by Humphrey.
So Pashley just comes past me here, Tim. She is about 110 metres ahead. The ones are now moving, as we mentioned earlier, Charlotte Wilson and behind her, Sarah Klein. So these two girls have been able to put about 25 metres into this next pack. So the only one who's going to be able to chase after them, Karina Fife is going to do it with Stella Radford behind these two. But Sarah Klein, she has latched right onto Charlotte Wilson, and she looks more than happy to sit behind her and let her lead her through. So they're about 25 metres ahead of Karina Fife. Charlotte Wilson, Sarah Klein, well, they're still behind Pashley. We know that, but those two working incredibly well together, so it's going to be interesting as Pashley now makes her way past you, Tim.
4 laps to go. So now coming through the rear end of the field, which will give us something to chase down that back straight as well as she heads into the relative darkness here at Box Hill. So it is Wilson. Gee, big run here from Klein. Great to see Sarah Klein back on the circuit and doing so well. We saw her racing as short as 1500, which is fairly short for Sarah and going nicely. And she's just sitting off the back of Charlotte Wilson. So the Essendon, Frankston, and then the Glen Huntley runner there, Fife. As I said, lots of experience here. Radford and Townsend in next positions. Townsend just going to the outside of Radford. Then a bit of a gap back to Wilson.
Pashley again has just come past me here, Tim, so she's looking incredibly strong. She's about 130 metres ahead right now, as we also see Alice Burgeon come past me. But the person in second place right now is Charlotte Wilson. As I mentioned, she is doing the work here, and Sarah Klein tucked in nicely right up on the shoulder. So these two obviously working off each other's cadence incredibly well. The one chasing now is Karina Fife. So Karina Fife is going to try and chase down these two. There's a bit of work to do, but again, not impossible. So Charlotte Wilson, we have Sarah Klein behind her, Karina Fife chasing. Gemma Maney comes past me now. So too does Townsend and also Radford. But Pashley comes past you there, Tim. And now entering the straight is going to be Charlotte Wilson and Sarah Klein.
Yeah, a lot of interest now in this battle for second and third. Can anyone bridge it? I'm not sure if Fife will have the speed to catch up to those two in front, but yeah, there's still a few laps to go here. So they're coming through to get 3 laps to go, 1.2 kilometres. A lot can happen, but they are moving nicely. So Wilson's still leading it. Klein just off the back and probably content to sit there at the moment. 1200 out. Fife about 30 metres back. Townsend's made a good move, gone past a teammate there in Maney, and then Radford in the Melbourne University colours.
So Pashley's come past me up here, Tim, at about 12:53 on the clock as she starts to move around more athletes in this field. She's now stretched that out to about 160 metres. So she has done this race entirely on her own. And coming through now is Wilson, still Klein next to her too. So now we start to see these two girls really grit their teeth. Wilson doing the work out in front. 13:21 hits the clock as they come past me. So Klein now right on her shoulder. She might be willing to make a move. Karina Fife coming past me too. So she's not too far out of the picture. Pashley past you there. So too Melanie Townsend. Here comes Gemma Maney and Stella Radford. But Pashley, well, she's going from strength to strength.
Certainly is. So 2 to go for Pashley. She's now about 160 up on the next runners. And that is where we've got a compelling battle going on here. So Charlotte Wilson, Sarah Klein, both very experienced runners over the 5,000. Both of them all popping up, or both of them going up to the marathon at certain times in their career. Klein more the marathon specialist. Wilson good over the 5K, 10K through to half marathon as well. This will be a great battle 2 laps out. So Fife just dropping back a little bit further. Townsend's made a bit of a move through. Then we have Maney and Radford starting to pick it up again.
Pashley right past me here, Tim. So she's got less than 600 metres to go in this 5,000 metre event. These two ladies locked in for second and third right now have not changed position for a few laps. So we're going to see what they both have in them. Sometimes it's not too bad to lead. So Charlotte Wilson more than happy to do it right now. She puts a few little metres into our other athlete behind her here, and Sarah Klein. So Sarah Klein may be feeling the pinch a little bit, but I'm probably speaking too early. Charlotte Wilson just in front of her there. Klein right behind behind her. Coming through is Karina Fife. I believe Pashley hits the bell right now. So Karina Fife runs past me in 4th position. And Pashley, well, less than 400 metres to go, but shaping up at the back, it is going to be Wilson, and so too Sarah Klein.
We are going to have, I think it'll be a sub 16 minute run here from Pashley. So a good solo performance. So the race really is on between the next two, and I think Wilson's just getting those few extra strides. Does she have the toe here just ahead of Sarah Klein, the marathon specialist? 1 lap out Wilson, 1 lap Klein.
So Pashley rolls past me now, Tim. 200 metres to go, 15:27 on the clock. So it's going to be Pashley, and I reckon you might be right. She might just dip under that 16-minute mark, which is a truly tremendous performance. So she's going to come around with 150 metres to go, ladies and gentlemen. The girl heading into this home straight is your winner of the Victorian 5,000 metre championship. Make her feel the love and welcome as she comes down the home straight. On this back straight, Wilson breaks away a little bit from Sarah Klein, but coming down towards you there, Tim, it is Pashley who's going to take it out.
Yeah, great running, Ellie Pashley. Time check, just the wrong side of 16 minutes, but it's a great solo performance there in these conditions here at Box Hill. Ellie Pashley takes out that open Victorian 5,000 metre championship, and looking down the straight, we see that battle is still on, and we'll just wait for them to come along. It will be Charlotte Wilson edging out to lane 3, and she will be the silver medalist here. Let's get behind her. What a great run this has been. What a great run from Wilson. Klein, we've seen her finishing strong, and she does it again, trying her absolute hardest, but she'll have to settle for the bronze. Wilson, 16:36 unofficial, 16:39 there for Klein. As Murray goes through to get the bell. Fife, not disgraced tonight. A good performance once again, Karina Fife. Good to see her back at this level of racing, and she'll be sub 17 here. So Julie Norney coming through, and she'll be getting the bell. So Townsend, she'll be through for 5th. Radford takes 6th in the championship, just over 17 minutes. And Maney will be next one through, as we see Bergen coming through to get the bell. And Gemma Maney crossing the line here at about 17 unofficial. So Deckers, he's just moved clear of Condigonis. So the next Glen Huntley runner will be right on that 17:30 mark. Just the wrong side. And then we'll have Condigonis next. Big sprint finish here. Humphrey and Rose, the two Deakin girls. This is going to be a photo finish, and I think Humphrey on the inside, Rhodes on the outside. And then we'll have Lesberg. She'll be well under that 18-minute mark. Nicky will be happy with that one. Ali Benson, Melbourne University next. Shania Murray went out hard early, seemed to have a few little issues mid-race, and she'll be right on that 18-minute mark for Murray. So Julie Norney coming across the line. She'll be stopping the clock right on the 18:20 mark. So Alice will round out the field here, and that's the conclusion of a very exciting women's 5,000 metres, and we will require